All right. Good morning. Good morning. All right. You're welcome to today's tutorial. So today we are going to learn how to clone a website. Not basically how to clone a website. Sorry for using that word. How to build a website from scratch. But the thing there is, we're going to be learning how to build a website from scratch, and then at the same time be able to clone or build exactly what we are seeing right here. So I'm going to take you from the beginning to the end of getting this thing done. All right. So first things first, we are going to be working with WordPress, and of course, you need to install WordPress. I believe you already know how to install WordPress. So I'm going to install this WordPress as a directory. Okay. I'm going to install it as a directory, not as a subdomain, but as a directory. So I'll click on install now, and then right here I'll select where I want it to be. So I want it to be in, the name of this site is transperfect, so I want it to be in transperfect. All right, transperfect. So we're going to have is fincheck.com/transperfect. Okay, let's generate. I don't know if you can generate password. Let's just install. It will take just a moment for it to install. Alright, so we successfully installed this website, right? So for us to visit what we've installed, you click on the first page and it will open as a normal website, a normal WordPress site. Now for you to open the administrative panel, where you have to now run the customization and everything, that's what we have right here. So I think the job right here is done, so I can go ahead and close this window. All right, so this is what we have. Okay, this is basically what we have. So let's start. First things first, you can build a WordPress website from scratch using Elementor and Elementor Pro. Okay, so we need both the Elementor and the Elementor Pro version of Elementor. That's basically what you need to build a website from scratch. No, it doesn't matter the theme that you're using. Okay, so if you go to appearance now, selecting, you notice that the active theme right here is 2023, because of course we're entering to 2023, and that's why you're seeing this. So I'm going to be showing you how to build a website from scratch using Elementor despite the theme you want to use. So we might go for Astra theme template, but I want to show you that you can also work without Astra theme template, just for us to get exactly what we want. So first things first, we come to plugins, then you delete all the plugins that is right here because they are not actually needed. Okay, so once we've deleted them, we go straight and install a plugin called Elementor. Elementor website builder. After installation, we activate. Alright, so it's done installing. The next thing I have to do is to activate it. Okay, so now after we install this Elementor, we need to install Elementor Pro. Now Elementor Pro is actually a premium plugin that you need to pay for you to be able to have it work with you here on your WordPress website. But then some people may not be able to actually pay for it. I already have Elementor Pro, so I'm going to install Elementor Pro. Okay, I'm going to install Elementor Pro. Click on upload plugin, then choose file. You select Elementor Pro. All right. Okay, so this is Elementor Pro. Open. You're still installing Elementor Pro. It will take some time to actually install. So while we wait for it to install, after the installation is successful, we would activate it. Alright, so we've successfully installed Elementor Pro on our website. So the next we have to do is to activate it normally as you activate other plugins. And that's basically that. We actually set to go. Okay, so first things first, we're going to create a page called home page. So as usual, we're going to delete all these sample pages, move to trash, apply. Then we create a page called home page. Okay, so add new page. I'm going to call it home. Yeah, I wouldn't be using the classic editor for now unless necessary. So what we'll be having right here is the block editor. It's taking time to load. Okay, so yeah, what's the title of the page? That's home. So you publish first. Publish. Okay, now if you view this page, I'm going to view it in a new tab. It's not actually going to be blank, but you're going to have this right here. But then if we're actually building a website from scratch, and you want to work with Elementor, there's a lot of differences, a lot of changes that you're going to be seeing. So let's start with going to the settings page. Okay, going to the settings page and changing our website from a typical blog website to a static website. So you select the home page and that's it. Now when you visit fincheck.com/transperfect, this is what you're going to see. Okay, it hasn't changed yet. Alright, let's save it again. Okay, so let's try visiting Transperfect again. This is not really supposed to be showing, it's supposed to show the home page. Maybe probably because we've not really added anything to the home page. So how about we try something? Go back to the home page and just say hello world. Save. I just want us to get the website to show that home page, but it's supposed to show the home page instead of this. Okay, it's not working yet. Okay, so I think there's actually a problem somewhere, but it will be sorted out because once you switched the website to be a static page, right, and you come to the pages, you will notice that this guy right here comes with this tag front page, which shows you that this is the home page. Okay, let's actually, as you can see, it's actually working right now. But these haven't left our page yet. All right, so we've succeeded to install Elementor Pro and Elementor as the necessary plugins that we'll be working with. Of course, there are going to be additional plugins as we proceed. All right, so first things first, this is what we needed to do. So now I am going to install a theme, right? And the theme we're going to be working with right now is Astra. Now, one thing about Astra, or one thing about this pattern of building a website, is that you can actually build any kind of website using any of these themes. But then I think Astra is much more flexible than any of the themes I've been able to work with. Okay, so we're going to be working with Astra right now, and yeah, I'm going to show you the basic things you need to do while building a website from scratch. Okay, so the Astra is successfully installed. So the next thing we do is to activate it, and by activating it, you're making it the theme you want to use. As you can see, this is the active theme, and these ones are not active. Okay, so I think we are making progress. Actually, we're making progress. Now, remember, this is what we want to create, and for us to be able to get some of these things that we're looking at, we would be making use of some other plugins as well, just like this guy right here. Just like this guy right here is changing, right? It's changing, but the image itself also changes, but it doesn't change with the image. Actually, it just changes on its own, and is the aesthetic. So this same thing can as well be gotten using Elementor. So let's get back to what we are doing actually. So Astra theme is already installed, and let's see the home page and see what it gives us. Okay, now it doesn't show that the Astra theme is already installed. I think I'm having a cache problem, so I'm going to clean out my cache and get back to the video. All right, so basically, yeah, when you are building a website from scratch, the first thing that you need to put into consideration is the header. That's where your menu page and everything is going to be in. Okay, so let's start by creating the menu for what we're going to be working on. All right, so yeah, basically, yeah, we are going to create a custom link, or we can actually create the pages. No, let's just create a custom link and organize them later. Now, the reason why we are going to be creating these custom links is so that we can have all these guys already sorted out. I mean, solutions, technology, industries, resources, about, request the code, you get. So yeah, that's what we're going to do right now. And you come to this place, you click on menu, then you create menu. All right, so this menu, you're going to call it main menu. Yeah, so let's create our first menu. Our first menu is going to be called main menu, and it's going to be the primary menu for our website. So you click on create. Now, once our menu is created, we are now given the responsibility to actually add pages to it, right, or add links to it. Now let's check out this. There's no place I see home right here, so this home is not going to be functional. So let's go with custom links. So the first link, all of these links are going to have hash on them, which means it's not going to lead us to anywhere. So we have about, right, we have sorry, we have solutions, technology, we have solutions, I'll add it to the menu. We have technology, technology. I also add it to the menu. So which other thing? I think we have resources. So we have industries, resources, and request a quote. So let's go for industries. Industries. Then let's go for resources. Resources. Then request a quote. Requests a quote. Then put the hash. Okay. Add to menu. Alright, so this is 1 2 3 4 5 6, and we have 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, so solution comes first, technology comes, industry follows, resources follows. So solutions comes first. Okay, industry comes next, right? Technology, industries is not a sub item. So resources, about, and request a quote, and yeah, that's basically that. Okay, so I'm going to save this menu, and then we move on to the next thing that we have. Okay, so the next thing we have to do now is the frequent, is a question, and that's what we're going to ask ourselves: how are we going to create a header, and also how are we going to make this header to be in every pages of our website? For instance, I'm clicking about us right now, and the header is still the same. I go to resources, the header is still the same. Any page I enter into, the header remains the same. So how exactly are you going to create a header that that goes across all the website, that remains the same across all the pages of this website? That's what we are going to do right now, and you can only do that using Elementor, right? So you come to these templates and go to theme builder. This is just more like where you're creating your own theme, or where you're building your own theme from scratch. All right, so you come to theme builder. Now theme builder is going to show us the different parts of a typical website. For instance, we have the header, we have the footer, we have for single post, we have for a single page, we have for error pages too. Yeah, those situations whereby somebody visits a link directly that is associated to your website, but there's no page available for that. This 404 page appears to the person. Okay, so we'll work on that later, or I will teach you how to actually do it. So this is just basically the different parts of a typical website. So you have the header, the footer, the single post. This single post has to do with a blog post actually. So how do you want your blog post to appear when they are clicked on? You can use it to design them. Now a single page, how do you want it to appear when somebody visits just a single page that is on its own, and all those things? Well, most times people don't really work with this all the time, but then yeah, the archive page talks more about the blog posts. Okay, search results, at least you know when you search for something, how do you want it to appear and all that. So our focus right now is how to build the header, the footer, and also how to customize a page to give us exactly what we want. All right, so that's what we're going to start with. We're going to start with the header, and we give it a name. Okay, so when you've clicked on that, this actually appears. Okay, and as you can see, all of them is written pro. Now here's the thing, it gives you templates that you can actually click on to insert, you get. But the fact that we didn't buy these templates, this theme actually, the fact that we didn't buy this this plugin and it's not registered in our name, we can't be able to install any theme. We can't be able to install any of these templates right now. So I'm going to close it because we are doing what we are creating from scratch, and we're going to create it the way we want it to be. So first things first, this is what I want to show you for you to see that this guy is actually working. All right, so I'm just going to give it a title. I'm just going to give it a title, and I call it header, or let me say menu header. Okay, so this is menu header. I'm going to publish. Watch out. Now it's asking you to add condition. Where do you want to display your template? Now I want this template to be displayed on the entire site, so which simply means that any of the pages that we visit, we are going to see this header right here. Now this same procedure is also what we are going to do for the footer, whereby any of the pages that you visit, you're going to see this right here. Okay, so I'm going to save and close. Just watch out. I'm going to save and close. Now if I refresh this page right now, this was going to happen. This my blog and home is going to disappear, and we have menu header, and that menu header is this guide that we just created. I don't know if you're getting me. Okay, so yeah, I'm also going to show you about this guy. Watch out, we have copyright 2020 Mobile powered by Astra WordPress team. Okay, so how about we also create a footer right now. So I'll come to templates, I click on theme builder, I go to theme builder, and I click on footer. Just watch out. So there's no templates found. We are creating a new one actually. All right. Give it some time. All right. Ta-da! Almost the same thing. Now this one is showing us footer templates for us to choose. These are different footer templates for us to actually choose. Now there's something that I like about all these things. You know, it doesn't give you the stress to think about how you want your design to be. You can virtually replicate any of the designs you see right here as long as you know what you're doing. But for instance, let's say we want to replicate this particular guy, right? I'm going to click on this plus. It will come out this way for us to see, but we know we can't actually install it. Remember, we can't insert it. So this is how it actually looks like. Now you can open this image in a new tab. When you open the image in a new tab, this is how the footer looks like. You can now decide to model after this particular footer, but that's not what we are doing. Okay, I'm just showing you an instance. So the same thing we did for the header, that's also what we're going to do right here. You close this guy, then you create your own footer, and I'm going to do something too in regards to that. I'll just add heading here, and I'll call it this is my footer. This is my footer. What exactly do they have here? Okay, this is what they have here. So this is my footer, and I'm going to save. When I publish, I'll add condition entire site, and I save. Now see what happens. Let's open this in a new tab and visit the home page. Okay, let me visit the home page. When I visit the home page, okay, so from what we have right here, we have the menu header and we have the footer. Okay, so let's get back to what we are actually doing. All right, so yeah, this is just the basics, and this is actually where the real work starts. All right, now let's go back to the site that we want to model after. Okay, so first of all, every website works with a logo. Okay, and the logo for this website is Transperfect. We know how. But then if you want to download this logo, you have to click on this place and then save image as. Now most times, due to how the site was written or built, you may not really be able to save an image, depending actually. And now from the look of things, this image is an SVG file. Okay, so we are going to try to install it, but if it doesn't work, then we have no other option than to turn this to a PNG form and file actually. Okay, so yeah, let's do something about that. So I'm going to create a home directory on my laptop, and I will call it Transperfect. All right. A new folder called Transperfect, so that we will save everything that we're working with inside this place. So now let's save this image as logo. Now you go to desktop, you click on Transperfect. Alright, then you save it right here, Transperfect. Okay, so let's try installing a logo on our website and see if it's actually going to work out. Now we come back to the customization page. This is the first step, not the only step. I'll show you the other steps, and this is just in case it doesn't work. So we'll come back to this place, and we go to site identity. Now you click on site icon and select logo. Alright, now you can upload the file. Sorry, you're not allowed to upload this file type. So from the look of things, we can't actually upload an SVG file inside the customization panel. Now let's see if we can actually upload the same SVG file as an image right here. So I'm just going to get the image widget, and then we try to choose an image. I think the same thing will happen. Sorry, you are not allowed to upload this file type. Okay, now there is a way around this. Yeah, there's a way around this. This is an SVG file, and it's an SVG file because we are getting it directly from these websites. Of course, they would have used PNG, of course, but this is what they wanted to do. So basically, yeah, as a web developer and a professional WordPress developer, there's always a way around all these things. Now this is what we are going to do. We are going to add a plugin that allows you to install SVG. So let's just type SVG and see what will pop up. SVG support. Here, safely upload SVG files to the media library. Alright, so I'm going to install this guy, then activate. So after activating it, we go to the media library and click on add new and try again. So I'm uploading, and as you can see, we've successfully uploaded the SVG file right here. So I'm going to try this thing again and see if it's going to work. I'll click on customize. You can now close this guy. I'll click on customize and go back to that logo and see if we can actually use an SVG file to upload logo right here. Okay, so back to site identity. select logo. Now we're going to select from our media library, and of course we have it right here. So select. It's asking us to crop our image, but from the look of things I don't think we need to crop, so we're going to select skip cropping, and right here we have our logo published on our website. Now there's another thing that we also need to get. If you see, there's something we call favicon, more like a favorite icon or something, but then it's used for this that you're seeing. Okay, let's start from here. This is the document on Google Docs. As you can see, it has an icon. Now this is my mailbox, it has an icon. This is my MTN, my file, it has an icon. Then WordPress also have an icon, and cPanel have an icon. This website we're working on, this Transport Perfect, also have an icon. So how do we change our own icon? First thing we need to do is to get this icon right here. So if we're able to get it, we can now use it on our website. Alright, so let's try to get that particular icon, and basically this is what I would do to get it. I'll click on I'll go to the developer tools, right, and search for this particular image I'm looking for. Okay, so I think I've seen what I'm looking for. I'm not too sure, but let's check it out and see. Okay, this is not the image. Okay, so I found it, and this is it. This guy right here. So this is actually the image that we are looking for. So we're going to save the image. Okay, it's an icon, it's saving as an icon, and I don't know if this thing is going to work, but let's try it and see if it's actually going to work out. Well, I'm not sure it's going to work. I'm not sure it's going to work. Even if it doesn't work, we're going to turn it to a normal image if possible. So let's try this and see if it would work. Customize. So we go to site identity, we select site icon, and we upload file. Sorry, you're not allowed to upload this file type. So from the look of things, we can't upload this particular file type, but then we can make use of this guy to get what we want, and this is how we're going to do it. Just carry this to this guy right here, and that's it. You crop the image, cropping your image. I see, keep cropping there. Alright, so I've actually shown you how to add a logo and also how to add your site icon, but I'm only trying to get this icon and we're having issues getting it because this is just an ICO, that is an icon file, and not really an image you get. So with WordPress, it's hard for you to actually make use of all these files aside from JPG, PNG, and as you can see how we were able to use SVG because we installed a plugin that allowed us to use an SVG. Yeah, so this is the next thing you need to do when you're working on your site and you have all your images in place and all that. You know that you should be working with PNG files for WordPress, as at least WordPress accepts PNG files. So yeah, let's visit our homepage and see what we actually have right here. Okay, so if you notice something, you will see that our icon have changed from WordPress icon to the icon that we used. Of course, we are not able to generate this particular icon, but then you will now be able to use the icon that you want to use when you're working on your site. Okay, so now that we've been able to do these basic things, how about we now go back to this guy and now generate the menu that we are actually after. Okay, so that's what we're going to be doing in this section. I'm going to delete this and now create a new section. Watch out, we have transperfect and we have the menu icons. Now if you check something and if you look very well, you'll notice that this website, this menu icon has a transparent background. It has a transparent background, so basically we will not be adding any background to our website. So yeah, that's what we are going to do. Sorry, not our website, to the header, I mean to the menu icon. Okay, so you create a section, and inside the section you're going to have duplicate this guy first. Now the reason why we are duplicating it is because the first portion of the section is going to be the logo. Now this other one is going to be the menu. So we just add site logo here and you add nav menu to this other side. Now here's what's going to happen. This is basically what happened. Okay, so let's work on the logo first. You come to the logo file and move it to the left. Now as you can see, the size is actually so small, so we're going to increase the size of the image in pixels. Okay, it has increased by itself, but it's not giving us exactly what this guy have right here, so we still need to increase it more. Okay, and for us to be able to do that, we shift this and then increase. Okay, transperfect, but I'm not saying we know how. Okay, so we know how it's different. Wow, that's awesome. If you want to also add this we know how is not part of the logo, as you can see, so I don't think we're going to make use of it. See, when I scroll to top, we know how come out. When I scroll up, it will not show. When I scroll to top, we know how would come out. So we are not going to be using it in this our tutorial. So let's get back to what we are doing. So this is transperfect, and okay, and this is transperfect. I think we are okay with this for now. All right, and you can see the menu icons. This is the menu icon, but then we are seeing a lot of differences in this thing. We are seeing the search icon and you're seeing this guy. I can also be able to do this, but it's totally going to be different from what you're seeing because this one was hard coded. Okay, but we'll come to that later. So let's focus on this guy and get it to work first. Now you ask a question, which font size are they using for these menu icons, these menu links? So one of the ways I do check it is using my inspector tool. So when I enter my inspector tool, I'm going to inspect the element. and as you can see, they're using Montserrat. So Montserrat, and their font size is 14 pesos. Okay, so we come back to this guy and we click on it, then go to style, then go to typography. First of all, change this thing to Montserrat. That's the first thing says. Then the second thing, change it to 14 pesos. Now the weight is going to be 14. Yeah, I think we've gotten it. So let's check it and see. Okay, so how about the color? So the color right now is 041 A4C. 041 A4C. We copy the color code, come back to your sites and go to the color, paste the color right here. So this is the color of your menu. Okay, so then what about the hover? You notice that when you hover over this guy, when you hover over this guy, it changes to orange color, while when you hover over it here, it changes to green. So how do we get that orange color? You still use your inspector tool. Now that orange color is the same thing with this orange color. So using the inspector tool, this is the orange color we are talking about. You copy, come back to this guy, hover. When I hover, it changes to orange. So I'll paste it. When I hover, it changes to orange. And I come back to this guy. When I hover, the bar right here gives me a blue color, and let's see if we can actually achieve that. It gives me a blue color, a blue tick color. So for our own work, I think we're still going to use this blue color that we already have. Okay, so come to the normal, copy this guy, come to hover, paste it here. Okay, so that's the blue color that we were having. I think this is cool, but there's something remarkable about the other one that we are not getting in this one. Well, we can't actually get it using Elementor because of how Elementor is built, and that is basically changing the thickness of a menu when you hover over it. All right, request inputs. So I think we can do justice to that by increasing this to just 500 so that it would be at the center of it all. Okay, now that is done, what is the next thing that we need to do? The next thing we need to do is to maintain the distance between this guy and this guy. And the way we are going to do that is to first of all make this section a full width section and not a burst section. Now that you've done that, this is the result you're going to get. I think we are near what we have right here. So I'm just going to give it about 44, yeah, about 20 pesos actually of padding. So you come back to this guy, go to the section, go to advanced, and come to padding. So right and left is going to have the 20 pieces of padding, then top and bottom is going to have like, let's do no, it's too much, let's do 30. Okay, let's do 20. I had 44 there, right? Wait, let me check it again. So this is basically what is here. We have 44 pieces. Are you sure? I hope you're seeing what I'm doing. I'm only using this to determine the size of what I'm working on. Okay, yeah. So I think this guy is not needed yet. If you look at this very well, you notice that whenever this thing is being hovered on, it gets this. So I think this menu is going to be increased. So how are we going to do it? You click on the menu, okay, and you come to style, go to advanced, then increase the padding between the top and the bottom. So let's try 44. It's still not working, it's not giving us what we want. So I'm going to clean it for now, but we'll get back to that. So yeah, I want this pointer to come down a bit. So I go to style, I go to pointer, space between, okay, not the space between, horizontal padding, not this. Let's go to vertical padding and see if there is any difference. Yeah, there is. So the vertical padding is the one giving us exactly what we are looking for. So I'm going to make it to be 40. 44 is actually much. Let's do 35. I think this is actually okay. Now you can see that this transperfect is now at the top and this our menu is at the center. So how exactly are we going to get it to be at the same page? So this is what we're going to do. You come to your section, I selected section here. Now I'll come to vertical alignment and I'll make it to be middle. Now that is at the middle, I think we've gotten almost the same thing we have right here. Are you noticing anything? Okay, so that's basically that for this guy. And then how are we going to make our website to be, our header menu to be transparent? So this is what we're going to do. You come to the section, you click on style, you go to background, then you turn it to be transparent. That's how you do it. Then you update. So basically the site is now transparent. When I mean transparent, I mean the header is now transparent. We'll still come back to the header to do one or two. So how are we going to achieve this to show that our site is actually transparent? So the first thing we need to do is to come back to the site and go to the home page, then edit the home page with Elementor. Now when we do that, we are trying to see what our header have been able to what we've been able to do on our header. That's basically what we're going to do by doing this. Okay, now we're actually inside this guy. I'm going to close this thing down first of all, then now if we want to edit this header, it's either we come to the header page or we edit it directly from here. We click on edit header and we edit and we come out from it, but we're right here trying to edit the home page. So let's create the first section, and the first section is going to be like this. I'll come here and select default theme, Elementor full width. That's what we'll be working with. Alright, so right here we are going to first of all add a background image. Let's just add any background image at all that we have. We just want to see how our header is transparent. Okay, so we're going to add just any background image at all for now, or should I just download this open image in new tab? Okay, let's download this guy. Save images. It's a JPEG. It's going to work. Now come to this guy, upload it here and insert into media. So that's going to be our background image. So I'm going to use a spacer just to create a space within. Okay, we don't need that. This is a hero image. Now come back to this place and make the height to be minimum height. Alright, so I think everything is set right now. So from the look of things, it's not showing us the website, I mean the header is actually transparent, but there's a way to find out if it's actually transparent. First of all, look at this guy. It's covering the screen, right? It's covering the screen, right? So we're going to make it to cover the screen here too. So I'll click on this place and I'll set the height for it. I'm going to make it 800. Is 800 okay? I'll be 700. I think this is okay. Then what do we have? Come back to this place, change this to be center, and make the size to cover. Okay, I think it's covering right now. Alright, now how exactly are you going to know that our website is transparent per se? And I keep repeating our website, I mean the header. So one of the ways we are going to know is when we push this guy up. We can push this guy up by adding a minus sign to our top margin, and we keep adding to it, we keep adding to it, we keep adding to it. So let's do 150. 150 is way up. All right, let's bring it down a little. let's do 100. Okay, 100 haven't covered it as we actually want. Let's do 110. I think 110 is cool, but we have a little issue right now. As you can see, we can't see our image, and that's because we didn't make this guy to stand out. So how do we make it to stand out? We come to the advanced place and we just add 10 to the index. So adding even if you added one to it, adding something to this index makes it to come forward, that is to stand at the front. Okay, so now I'm going to save this guy first of all. Okay, I've already saved it. Then I'm going to save this one too. Then after saving it, I'm going to click on preview changes. When you click on preview changes, it shows you your site, it shows you the page, how the page you're working on is actually. So from the look of things, our home page, our menu is what? Transparent. From the look of things, our menu is transparent. From the look of things, our menu is transparent. All right, so let's try to give this guy that 400 that it had before. I think it just makes sense because of what we are trying to create from this guy. Okay, so I'll refresh this page and see what came out of it. All right, so this is what we have. This is basically what we have right here. That's the home page. This solution, this technology, these industries, these resources is about, this is request about the same thing we have right here. But then they are quite closer than what I have on my own. So I'm going to make them a little bit closer. You click on edit nav menu, then you work on the horizontal padding, just increase it a bit. I think this is okay. So you save, you come back to this guy and refresh. So when we refresh, we'll notice that they come closer, just like we have right here. So they are now closer to each other, and this is almost the same thing we have right here. But you notice that because of these write-ups here and all, there's some other symbols. Okay, so I'm going to be stopping this video here, as we've been able to create a menu bar. We've been able to make the menu bar transparent, and we've also been able to display it on every portion of the site. So this video tutorial will be ending here. So the next thing we're going to be talking about is how exactly are we going to have our images changing and our write-ups changing exactly as it is changing right here. So that's the next thing we're going to focus on in our next video. Thank you so much for your time.